We're seeing that the red team, Deepwater Hooligans, has brought the dual Typhoon fleet issues again. What do we think of that?
Yeah, it's
The
interesting. Sorry.
the dual Typhoon fleet comp we've seen them bring, they've flown very, very well, but unfortunately they're against this kind of Claymore Loki rush comp, which might be one of the counters to it, since those Lokis have a lot of webs. Hopefully the Typhoons can spread out far enough that they manage to melt through the Claymores and then get on top of the Lokis. But it is entirely dependent on how quickly these Claymores can get on top of these Typhoons.
The question is whether they listened in on our comments from before that RMT actually should have gotten. The minions should have gotten to the claymores first before actually trying to take the other ones. And will they go for the claymores? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, unfortunately for Deepwater, they're actually in web range of the Lokis to start off as well. So I'm not sure if we're going to see that amazing battleship kiting that we've seen the last couple games with them. I kind of hope so for their sake. Otherwise, they're about to get shield rush down, which is the fate of all of us at the end of the day.
Well, if Plutus is fast enough, he can do his little micro warp jump trick again.
I don't think that is possible.
All of a sudden, in any case, the Typhoons are rushing back immediately to try to get out of range of those webs.
They are shooting the small stuff first. The Confessor of Telerim is already going down. They've dropped the webs on him and are just applying all these ham damages while these Typhoons are turning around and running away. The problem is the Typhoons are only just now applying DPS to the Loki of Cans and Hoax.
Yeah, I don't think Deepwater expected that. Like immediately going after and popping Confessor, though it does look like the other Confessor's actually holding pretty well. So I don't know if he's going to survive as he's bleeding
Not
destruction.
anymore.
He does go down, but he lasted longer than I think he had any right to, which is always a good thing. And that Loki is dropping kind of fast. I don't know if he's going to survive long enough for those rapid heavy reloads, though.
Yeah, an interesting thing about Typhoon fleet issues compared to Typhoons is Typhoons get a rate of fire bonus, whereas Typhoon fleets get a pure damage bonus. So their rapid heavies apply and last much longer compared to normal Typhoons. They get a couple of extra shots in their clips, so they just last a little bit longer to apply this extra damage, which you've seen them just eke out a little bit extra and kill stuff. We are seeing the rest of the small stuff on the Deepwater Hooligans team go down. It looks like the Localist Primary know that if they kill all the tackle and all the screen, the Typhoons can't run away when the Lokis get on top of them.
Yeah, and I think they're so close. Like they should be clipping any moment now. It's going to be a really, really tight. In fact, I think they just did. I just saw Nick Barron stop shooting, so I believe that the Typhoons are in fact running out of ammo with that Loki sitting in about 20% shield. And while bursts are not the best logistics ships in the game, in fact, you could probably say they're one of the worst. They do have a little bit of ability to start repping the Loki up, and so we're seeing all of that damage be replaced. And I don't know, like the Loki should die on the next reload, but is it too late?
The Astarte is applying damage to it, making sure the bursts don't rep it completely, but I just think Deepwater Hooligans don't have enough damage here. The Lokis are eventually going to turn around like they're doing now, immediately start webbing down an Astarte, and they're going to start burning through an Astarte completely. We are seeing the Typhoons start to apply damage again, but I just don't think they have enough DPS to break through one of these ships completely. Especially since all their support wing, which does apply damage, has been deleted.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of small stuff. I think it's a really cool, really smart move on Localist Primary to just wipe out the support ring. Akov's Starte is dying really, really fast. He did just get repped up a little bit. That's pretty cool. It looks like Hooligans has decided to actually take small ships out now. So maybe they gave up on the Loki, or maybe they just were able to pop a Jackdaw. I'm not really sure. The Astarte does drop through reps, which is never a good thing.
What they are doing is you are seeing medium drones on smaller ships while the cruise missiles are still pounding into that Loki.
All right, that's a pretty solid idea on their part, actually. And this Inu is still alive. I'm wondering if he's going to go do some damage. They're going for the Oniros now, which is webbed and scrammed down, though. It is most likely a dual prop Oniros, so it might live for a little bit here. And again, like this Loki is not going down. And I think that I think they clipped again. Like I don't know. These rapid heavies are just not doing what they need to do. Like they got to clear the support wing, or they got to take some bursts out, or they have to do something. Like the problem is they clip, and then the Loki gets wrecked back up, and then they reload, and then they clip, and the Loki gets wrecked back up, and it's just not where you want to be.
Yeah, especially with heavy missiles not applying full DPS to the Lokis, it might have been a better idea to shoot these claymores. They're a little bit larger, and the missiles would have applied a little bit more damage to them. But they're focusing wholly on the Loki because they know the Loki is the webs and the thing that can shut down the Typhoons. I think they were hoping to kill the 3 Lokis and then have the Typhoons run the rest of the match out, while the claymores couldn't catch up with them.
Yeah,
But
maybe they might have made the same mistake. Like I think you said it earlier, you got to go for the claymores here, and then once again, we might be seeing that. Like these Lokis are so tanky.
Especially with rapid heavies. Like if you've got something smaller that can apply really well to cruisers, it is great to go for these Lokis, because the Lokis, if you've got something like railguns, the Lokis do have lower numbers, but they have better mitigation. Whereas the claymores are a lot larger and everything applies so much better.
I will say that despite losing this first match, and again, it is a best of 3, so they're not out yet. I do feel like Deepwater did a pretty solid job with their piloting and screening again, because they did keep all those claymores and Lokis off most of their stuff until they lost their entire back line. So again, good piloting. I just think that the shield rush is so strong, and then on top of that, like you got to go after the claymores. Like no one's tried it yet. I think it's the way to go. Like these Lokis are clearly super super tanky. And, unfortunately, Deepwater is going to be going into this down 1 match, which is never how you want to start this.
Yeah, and on that, with the final ship going down, we should pass it back to Jintan and everybody else, BBP, on the desk.